This is exactly how I get 50 qualified leads per day without running ads. So, I have a YouTube channel with about 7,800 subscribers at the time of this recording. This allows me to make a bunch of money, anywhere from 5 to 10K per month conservatively. If I worked it harder, I honestly could make a lot more. It's just about hitting the phones, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. So, when I was starting out, I did not have any idea about the sales and funnel systems that go into running a successful small personal brand. See, that's the thing is, all the advice online right now is usually going to be coming from people at the top of the game, and their advice is valid for them. It's not valid for small YouTubers. This was the biggest thing that I learned when I was watching all the content, was that the things that work for them aren't going to work for people who have, let's say, 15,000 subscribers or less. You need to have different systems in place. And that is what I learned at 7 to 9 months into my journey. I don't know exactly where it was, but right when I made that switch, that is when I made my first 9K month. So what is it exactly that I did that allows me to get 50 qualified leads per day and start making sales for my high ticket program? Well, it all started with implementing free lead magnets. So every single one of my videos in my main channel has something that I give away for free. Let's just go through a video that I just recorded today, which was about, killing your approach anxiety. So what I gave away in there was a conversation mastery guide. And I said, if you need to know how to start and have great conversations when you're going and talking to girls, you can pick this up for free. So in every single one of my videos, there is a bunch of different guides that I give away, one per video though. And that is how I collect phone numbers and emails. And this is the most powerful thing that you can do, is capture your audience. All these people that are watching your videos, you need to capture them somehow to be able to convert them into customers and paying clients. The first 7 to 8 months of when I was doing this on YouTube, I just had a Calendly link in bio and in my description. And I had there was a time when I had some calls and I was like, yes, things are working. And then I had a 3-month drought without a single call getting booked. And it was the most heartbreaking thing. And it was just so hard to keep going when I was getting about 500 to 1,000 views per video and not making any progress. So that is the biggest thing that you need to do when you're a small YouTuber, is capture your audience, and free lead magnets is the best way to do this. I know people have email lists and things like that, but that means that you have to try and sell one kind of email list instead of selling something that's directly correlated to the video that you're talking about. And that's kind of the next thing I'm going into here, which is the powerful thing about the different free lead magnets and the way that I do it, is I have probably 15 different free things that I give away. I have a confidence transformation guide, a conversation mastery guide, a charisma mastery guide. I have a heartbreak guide. The list goes on. I have so many different things that I give away for different videos. I have an aesthetic body guide, a testosterone guide. There's so many things. They're coming to mind now. There's so many things that I give away. So if someone is like, okay, well, my testosterone's good, then I hit them with the charisma. And they're like, they watch another video, oh, charisma's interesting. Oh, maybe I'll grab that one. You want to be able to capture everybody, not just kind of promote some bullshit email list. This is some advice I heard some other guy who's really succeeding in this space. But like I mentioned, you can't listen to the people who have 100K YouTube subscribers. Their advice is not going to work for you. It's just not. Maybe it will to a degree, but you need to listen to people who are in the same exact situation as you are. The advice that I'm giving you allows small creators to succeed. And this is not some bullshit school community where you charge 20 a month, you get a couple clients, and you're making a few $100. That's nothing. That's nothing. I barely work and I make thousands and thousands of dollars. I close high ticket deals all because of this system. I collect so many leads every single day. And that is what I'm working now. I have a phone setter who's calling those for me. I'm also going to hop on the phones. I've been on a little bit of a summer break here, just hanging out, but I still made a bunch of money whilst literally jet skiing every single day, going to the beach, hanging out with friends, partying, sleeping with girls. I made a bunch of money. So I'm going to really take this more serious in a little bit. I kind of took a month off, but I still made over 5K this month, not even taking it that serious, just focusing on content and delegating my phone setting for the first time ever. I tried that. And that's kind of the stage that I'm at now. The prior 2 months, I was hitting the phones myself tenaciously. I hadn't really made money before that. And that is when everything changed. And that's what made me 15K in those first 2 months of doing this. And that was what really changed everything, was implementing the lead magnets and hitting the phones, dialing, calling them, getting people to booking calls with you, and then selling them your high ticket program. So that is the system. So this is what blew up my business and changed everything for me, is implementing free lead magnets. And I basically just broke down everything you need to do in order to succeed. And you're going to want to sell a high ticket program if you haven't picked up on that. This is going to be the best when you have something expensive to sell people. Now, at this point, after taking enough calls, I also implemented a lower ticket program. That's $250 one-time payment based off all the needs that I was able to understand from all the people I've talked to on the phone, from my high ticket clients, from the people who I couldn't sell. And I was also able to create a lower ticket product, which I sell to people who can't afford the high ticket. And there's just like no way they can do it. They just don't have the money. Then there's the 250, and there's ways that you can use that as well, kind of as like a deposit or a down payment to get into the high ticket. And either way, you still collect money and provide value. So there's so many different angles you can play with doing this, and you can make so much money, but you need to get on the phone with people. The different levels of influence is going to be, at the top is content. Below that is going to be talking to people directly. When you speak to someone, you're going to have such a much more powerful influence over them. You have influence in your content and you can convince people to do things, but to get them to buy from you through just content in 2025 is extremely difficult. I learned this lesson the hard way because I am a great communicator. I'm not saying that narcissistically. Everyone's always commenting it all the time. I have a great communicative ability in my content. I can influence, I can persuade. These are skills you need to develop if you want to have a successful personal brand, but I still wasn't able to make money off of just content. What I had to do was get people on the phone where I could use my sales, influence, and persuasion skills to another level, and that's what really took me to that next, to making a bunch of money. So that's what you need to do as well. So if you're someone who has anywhere from in the hundreds of subscribers all the way up to 15K, this is the system you should be using that will allow you to blow up your business, even if you have a landing page and a fucking Calendly link. What's the harm in giving away a free lead magnet in every single one of your videos? The person who taught me this said that to me. He said, you can still have your Calendly link in bio bullshit and in description, but give away something for free. See what happens. What does it hurt? And I was like, fuck, that's so true. So I tried it and it blew up my business. So that's the same thing that you should be doing. And if you want my help to implement these sales and marketing systems into your business so you can absolutely conquer, start making 5, 10, 15, 20 or beyond, depending on how much of an audience you have per month, then book in a call with me and we'll get you absolutely dialed in.